Bro, there's nothing easier in the world than trolling Cody Rhodes fans, and WWE made it real easy to troll them yesterday. Not only did he get the exhibition match, but then when they were presenting him, they put women's tag team champion talent name. That shit was amazing to me, bro. I saw an opportunity, dog. I took it straight to the internet.
Oh,
I
I know
saw
you
that,
did.
man.
I know you did.
Bro, my DMs were going bananas after that shit.
I mean, like realistically, like yeah, that looks bad for your champ that opened the show, but at the same time, like we knew that match was gonna be. It wasn't gonna be a 10, 15 minute long match. That was gonna be a
Yeah.
long ass match. So I kind of see why they did it
Mm.
because you want a lot of energy behind that match. Otherwise, ends up being
Yeah, that was a
useless.
that was a good political excuse. I don't give a shit about that. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Vigilante Talks, a podcast. I am your host, Vigilante, and I'm here chilling with two of my nearest and dearest. We got my man Yolo, who runs the Discord server. I don't do shit in there, but talk shit. And then we got my dog, big dog, space dog, in the building. What it is.
Yee.
What up, everybody?
Um, but yeah, let's jump right back into that conversation, Yellow. That was a good political answer, right? But you're not gonna sit here and tell me that if The Rock was a WWE champion, or if Cena was a WWE champion, or even Triple H was a WWE champion, let alone the tribal chief Roman fucking Reigns, that they were gonna have the opening match. Not happening.
Like we were saying yesterday, Roman would never.
Roman.
Not only that, not only that, I don't know, maybe I'm just old and I'm stuck in back in the daytime. That
Mm.
was that was pure main event. It should have been nothing but main event, but it wasn't Cody's show. It was Drew's show.
It don't matter.
They should have just let it be Drew's show.
But
Yeah,
and that's my problem, and that's my thing, right? They wanna. We have seen this happen since Cody came back. Cody is in PLEs for the sake of having Cody in PLEs. Every once in a while, it's okay to sit him down. Yesterday, at Clash at the Castle, was a day to sit him down. Yes, Drew McIntyre deserved the main event. You could have done that perfectly fine without Cody in there. There's a lot. There's a few other titles that you could have defended if you wanted to have nothing but title matches.
I mean, you could even I'm not saying you're wrong with this by any means. I actually kind of agree with this statement because like you could have had the DIY versus Austin and Grayson Waller because like the segment on SmackDown they were so hot with that. Like DIY was hot
That's what
in Scotland,
that's what I'm
so you
saying.
could have had that.
Now, don't get me wrong. The match, the match, like the actual match, the in ring performance was top notch. Cause
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's what we expect for somebody like Cody and somebody like AJ. We
yep.
expect that match to be a banger, and it was a banger from beginning
It had
from beginning to almost the end. Cause the
literally almost
yeah
shit
the
finished. Shit
the
finished.
the end was fucking terrible.
Oh yeah.
Like I haven't seen someone make their character look so bad as the day Stone Cold decided to quit. He his phenomenalness, all of that shit went out the window. And this is what I was holding back since yesterday. Everything that made AJ Styles cool was gone. The fact that he had both his hands up, shaking and trembling in fear of Mr. Cody Rhodes. Cody Raheem Rhodes. There's a deer running through the hood. Crazy.
Who's like honestly, bro? Like Cody's character is not that scary for somebody like AJ to be shaking his hands in the air saying I quit" twice. Get the fuck out of here. That shit was so unbelievable, bro.
You'd have thought he had a pistol or a knife on him the way he like I that was a bad look for AJ, man. That was terrible. I don't if that was in fact his last match in WWE, I hate that that's what I gotta remember.
Bro, even if it's not his last match, that's something that you're gonna remember. It's an I quit match. They supposed to be fucking legendary matches. Yellow, you've been quiet. What's your thoughts on that? I want to hear what you got to say.
I honestly do not see like this is not AJ's last time with WWE. So I'm just putting that right there on the table. That's not
Okay,
happening.
so how do you
I
feel?
see this. I see this as a, you know, AJ is gonna be running out of options here, right? Because he's now lost twice against, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Um, so what other options does he have? Well, what's the recent connection that WWE has established with another company?
Yeah, I know you're talking about TNA, and we definitely gonna get into that. What I
Okay.
want to know is what's your thoughts on the ending of that match? Because I think us and everybody that watching this or listening can agree that the match was good. The
Oh
ending,
yeah,
the ending is what I want to see. Like, what's your thoughts on it?
the ending. Okay, so the ending itself. Granted, I've laughed because I like the comic gimmick spots like that, but at the same time, like yeah, that's they could have done a little bit better. Like AJ kind of looked like a cartoonish
Yep.
little bitch about it, and it kind of sucks. But at the same time, it's like it showed that Cody can be fearsome and he can be ruthless at times. So
But it
I
didn't look.
still didn't get that vibe from Cody.
It didn't look scary at all.
Cody is not an intimidating person. He doesn't have an intimidating look. I'll give him all his credit and respect. He never backs down. He sticks it out. He's tough. Blah blah blah. Intimidating? No, that's not one of his strong suits.
And that's my point. So Cody is the amazing story of somebody that doesn't give up, the amazing story of somebody who will find a way, who perseveres, who succeeds. Cody is not the amazing story of I scared the shit out of you.
yeah, I mean I'm not saying your guys' points are wrong by any means necessary because
And
I'm seeing it from your point of view as well.
And going back to what you were saying with TNA, I was excited about, hopefully, yes, WWE is gonna give us a crossover, or AJ is gonna go to TNA and have a championship run at TNA or whatever it is. But now it's like him going to TNA now is gonna be at the wrong time. It's gonna be the worst time for him to go to TNA for his character. His character doesn't look scary, bro. Like, you're a pussy, bro.
He got to come back from that. He has got to come back from that.
They did that character deserve that match. I kept saying it. I know I said it before the show. I said it the week before the show to you guys. That match shouldn't be in the card. It should not be in the card. One, because he is the WWE champion, a WWE champion that people has been waiting for 2 years. Where Triple H and them were planning, should have been planning for this title reigns for 2 years, and they have dropped the ball. I don't care what nobody tells me. This reign has not been great. The matches that he have not had any stories or any effect. So now you're gonna give him a match like this, bro. Just sit him down until you could get him in the story, and then even the story I predicted or how I think it should have gone for Randy, they did it yesterday, and now it's being overshadowed by how this match ended, which is the Solo Sikoa coming out with the bloodlines and jumping him, and Randy Orton and Kevin Owens coming out to help him. They could have done that shit this Friday on SmackDown.
Yeah, and now it makes Cody's story make sense with them finally coming out after him.
But at the end of the day, I give that match a 2.5 that could have been a 5. But that's just
I'm
me.
not gonna I'm
What
not
is
gonna
it
be
that
harsh.
took it down to 3 notches for you?
Yeah,
The unnecessary ending and the fact that it didn't do anything. There was like when you go down and when you go back in history to talk about Cody's title reign, his first title reign as a WWE champion, this is going to be a laughable moment.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Like
mean, oh, you go ahead, Space Dog.
I was just gonna say, he fought through so much just to keep getting shit after he finally get the belt. Like you said, they didn't finish it. They just made it that far. They took it literally just that far, and then they winging it. And then winging it is not working for that character.
Not at all.
I was gonna say like if I have to give the match rating, I'm gonna be a little biased because I am a Cody stan. I always have been, even during his Stardust days. Okay, I'm giving the match a 4. So
Of course you would. No,
listen,
but no,
I'm not gonna be
I don't,
Fox and give it a 5 out of 5 or Dave Meltzer rating of 6.9 stars or some shit like that. You know?
I don't blame you. Like I said, I have said it, this is the third time I'm gonna say it during this short conversation. Is the match itself before the ending was great. I mean, it was a good match. It was a match that honestly I didn't expect that match to be the first match because we knew it's an I quit match. This shit's gonna be violent. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And it was violent.
Right.
But every story, right? Every time you tell a story, every time you read a book, the reason why you start the book is because you wanna read the ending. You don't read the book just to see what's gonna happen. You need to have that climactic ending, and it was just too much of a letdown for me.
Yeah.
Agreed. I give it a 3. Like you said, they were showing out, and all honestly, compared to the rest of the matches in the night, that was one match that didn't have many botches.
It didn't have any batches, to be honest with you.
It was damn near perfect. It just shit ended and it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Now, there's something that I want to talk about. Not in this episode. We're gonna talk about it in the next episode. I want to stay Clash at the Castles here, even though it did happen at Clash at the Castle, which was the Bloodline getting involved and Cody finally about to get a good story. But I'm gonna leave this conversation so we could elaborate on it later. I think we could spend a whole episode on this. Was Randy Orton talking to Cody, but staring at the title the whole time.
Yep. I saw that.
With the eyes of like, I know I could take it from Cody.
You know what was happening to him? He was hearing voices in his head.
Yep.
They said, you can take this off Cody, no problem. He got no friends.
I, I I will say, like, I did see that, and I hear what you're saying, Space Dog. But here's the thing: I don't think Cody's dropping that title until Mania.
Okay, like I said, we're gonna talk about this in another episode. Moving on, talking about botches. Talking about botches, we had the tag team, the women's tag team triple
Ooh.
threat tag team match. I don't know how to quote it. It's too much for my Spanish ass to be able to pronounce all at once.
The triple threat women's tag team match.
Yeah, that shit. Thank you. Damn, that's what you hear, bro. um, I see a lot of people talking a lot of shit about this match, and I remember when we were talking about predictions again. I think out of everybody in the server, I was the only one that said Jade and Bianca are not winning this. This is the only time and the only chance they have to take the belts away from Jade and Bianca. And bro, I was so happy when it happened, and I am so glad that it happened because it reminded me that Triple H is willing to take risk that Vince wouldn't have. But overall, the biggest consensus on the matches is the biggest comments people have in the on the digital streets is Jade. They
Mm-hmm.
she botched a few times, and they have made that the 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 talk of the town when it comes to that match. How do you
I,
guys feel about that?
so I will say, yeah, they made the whole Jade botches kind of the focal point of that. But honestly, even before that botch, like, I want to say there was a little segment between. I have to rewatch the whole card again. But from that moment all the way to the end of the match was sloppy as shit.
It
And I'm
was.
not just
It
saying
wasn't just
Jade
her.
part.
Yep.
It was on. It was on Bianca. It was on Shayna. It was on Stark. It was on Alba Fire. It was on Dawn, whatever Fire
Right.
Dawn, whatever.
Isla
There's,
Dawn.
there's the Scottish girls. Um, you know that ending was so bad because who was choking out? Was it Shayna choking out
Shayna.
Jade?
Jade.
And you can see like if you go back and watch it, she's slowly like
Yeah, okay,
you
so
know
let me correct you on that. That's another thing. A lot of people saying that the match should have ended there because Jade was topping. Jade wasn't tapping. It was a sign to let Shayna know you choking a little too hard, bro. Like you choking me for real. Let go a bit.
I mean, I trust me, I get the in ring lingo, but for everyone else, they don't know that shit. So
But
for everyone else watching, they're seeing that, and it's like maybe move your hair, like move your head real quick so you can hide.
but
your
that's
shit, like,
why
yo,
that's
hey,
why
you're choking the fuck out of me, like
but
something.
that's why everyone else got markmaticians like us to be able to tell them that wasn't a tap. That was a let me breathe.
Yeah.
I can't. I know. I'm not gonna say that.
But, like,
Space. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on all of that? I know when we were watching yesterday, when Jay botched, you were one of the first people that mentioned it.
Um, I get it. Mistakes happen. You can't do everything 100% all the time. It's just considering this is still her first few months in with the company. She gotta. You gotta expect her to be on her p's and q's. And I guess I'm gonna have to agree with the thought of that was the only way they were gonna lose those belts. Is just strictly off of they got to worry about too many other people.
I
If
don't.
they were a powerhouse,
My thing is, I think everybody botches every once in a while. Nobody has botched more in the last year than LA Knight, and everybody just overlooks when LA Knight botches. You understand what I'm saying? They also
because
weren't.
you don't watch LA Knight for his wrestling credentials. You watch him because the man is entertaining.
The problem is
Like
the
I
prop.
watch Jade because I think she's a great wrestler.
She's not a great wrestler, bro. You need to stop that. But she's developing. She's developing.
Well,
The reason why people point it out too much is because Jade comes from AEW. When you got that AEW, the AEW mark on you, it's like we're gonna watch everything you do, and we're gonna criticize everything you do, and that's just what it is. If it was anybody else, if that match was not Jade and Bianca, and it was a different tag team, and the same things would have happened, people would have ignored it. They wouldn't have made such a fucking scandal about it. It's a wrestling match. They're supposed to be that botches are gonna happen at some point. So it's not that much. There isn't, and at the end of the day, there isn't really too much that we could say about this match. I guess it was a good match. It was nice to see. Hopefully it
I
transitions.
do have one thing I want to add though, if you don't mind, is that I feel like the right team actually deserved to have those titles.
Got
Because
it.
they're an actual tag team.
Exactly.
I'm tired of these mixed bag tag teams, and not just in the women's division. I'm talking about men's as well.
No, but it happens a
And
lot. It happens a lot in the women's title and the women's division. And I got a video coming out tomorrow, Monday, about this. Is this that situation is part of the reason why I think the women's division need a mid card title or two mid card titles. But you'll get linked to the video, and I'll explain what I mean by that. And I'm glad that an actual tag team has it. Now we need the men's division to get real tag teams to get the fucking belt too. Like
yep,
let's move on from this. Let's just grab these two people that we think is cool and let's put belts on them. Like that shit should be done with.
no,
Anything
Right.
anything else you guys want to add to that match? Ratings. What would you rate it?
mm,
You gave Cody a 4, so I want to see what you're gonna give this one.
I'll be modest with this when I give it a 3.9.
I give it a three. I give it a three. Only because uh yeah, it was a good match. It wasn't great.
Right.
Yeah. Moving
It
on.
was good enough to pass the time. I'll
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Moving on, we go to Chad Gable versus the Intercontinental title, Sami Zayn, aka Hobo. Um, this match was another one that, though it was a great in ring match,
Mm-hmm.
um, to me didn't do shit. Like, this match ain't do shit, but be a good match. That's it.
Yep.
This
Yeah, because story wise, it just dragged it out, make the whole thing with him and Otis and Maxine and
bro,
Twitter just stretch.
this was just a repeat from Monday Night Raw. They could have that match tomorrow on Monday Night Raw. They didn't need that match there if that was gonna be the ending. But it was a great match. Like, it's what you expect from Sammy and Chad, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah,
Yeah. No.
no,
I just didn't
that
like the
was to
fact.
be expected.
Yeah, I'm okay with Sammy keeping the title. I know I said, that I wanted Otis to not turn on Chad, but be the reason why Chad wins, right? But then at the same time, I remember I had told you guys in the last episode, they're not gonna take the belt away from Sammy when they're gonna go into Toronto on their next pay per view. You understand what I'm saying? Sammy needs to have that title. But they could have done more. They could have done more. They could have Otis turn or something like that. That tomorrow night or tonight when this episode comes out on Monday Night Raw, there's something else. We left Monday Night Raw from a month and a half of some bullshit, and the bullshit just kept going.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna have something pop off, like, like that big, it should have been at a fucking pay per view.
So I will say, because I mentioned this in the Discord, which if you guys haven't joined the Discord yet, make sure you do so. Um, I said it like, yeah, this is being kind of dragged on, but I feel like now, I feel like we're gonna get the conclusion of the whole Sammy and Chad shit, and the Otis and all that. It's gonna happen at Money in the Bank.
Bro, listen, if we still dealing with Chad and Sammy on Money in the Bank, people's not gonna give two fucks about that match.
I was literally getting ready to say exactly that. I'm like, I'm over. I don't want to see.
We don't care. We don't care about Chad and Sammy no more. It's
So
done.
this is where, again, because remember you said it yourself. Sammy's going to walk into Canada as the champion because this is home territory, even though it's not his actual home. This is still his home country. I feel like you give him that upset loss in Canada and put more heat on Gable for actually winning the title.
I don't think Gable.
No,
I
Gable don't
don't,
get another title shot,
bro. He's not supposed to. All his title shots are done, bro. Like, that's it. It's done. Yes. Do I think that there should be
until we get a new IC champ.
do I think that there should be some Chad and Otis shit happening at Raw now or whatever it is? Yes, 100%. I think the Chad and Sammy story should be done. Like, that's it. Just turn this into an Alpha Academy story. Have it
If
where
it don't end here, we gonna get another I Quit match.
have it where Chad calls them tomorrow on Monday Night Raw and tells them, and you Otis, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, and you Maxine, you ain't worth shit. You didn't do what you're supposed to do. I'm kicking you guys out of Alpha Academy, and I'm introducing the Creed brothers. Give me that shit. But
I mean, I can see that too. I'm not going to
Yeah.
say,
this shit,
anything's possible.
Alpha Academy, and Sammy should be done. That should be bye bye. We shouldn't have to hear that shit no more. I want to see. You know what I want to see now? I want to see Sammy and Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah.
Give me that shit. That should be a banger of a match.
I don't know if you guys saw the
Yeah,
QR
because
code.
Kai's been working his way up that ladder too.
Did you guys see the QR code?
Something's supposed to happen
Yeah.
tomorrow at Monday Night Raw.
Well, so there was a little clue inside of there that people are going ape shit crazy for on social media, and there was initials of CG.
Hmm.
I think that this could actually. I feel like the Wyatt Six is going to be attacking Chad Gable.
Could happen. Could happen. I just even that's a that's a that's an example right there, right? Like I'm off of the fucking of the QR code shits. Like you dragged it for the last 3 months. I was after backlash. I was done with it.
I mean, it's better than the one. Well, who was it? Uh, the one guy, that one Indian wrestler who they kept saying he was coming to Raw for like 6 months back in the early
Jinder
Yeah,
20.
Mahal.
Not Jinder Mahal, his little sheer or
yeah,
whatever,
the sheer
like that one
and the
dude.
sheer and the sheer or some shit. I forgot how the fuck pronounce that shit. But yeah, moving on. What was after that? Bailey and
Bailey.
Piper Niven. Pipe was definitely a favorite.
Yeah.
People loved her out there. I think now Triple H is sitting there like after this match saying Piper should be a singles competitor.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Showed out for sure.
Chelsea Green did an amazing job. Very fucking entertaining. The way she got, the way she got kicked out of the match and she came back wearing a mask and all that shit. Like, Chelsea gives it a spice. And if you ask me, I think they should stick together, but not in a tag team way. On some we friends type of shit, and she kind of managing Piper. But the only reason why I think that is because to me, the money in the bank winners is in between three people, and it includes Chelsea Green. So it's either Chelsea Green, Tiffany Stratton, or Naomi for me. So
I think Tiffany time taking it.
I'm
It's Tiffy time.
I'm 100
Just
percent,
saying.
100%. But I'm just looking at the bigger picture of story wise because you got Bailey who is good friends with Naomi and they've been really cool ever since Naomi came back. But imagine how that friendship is gonna fracture the minute Bailey knows. Fuck, Naomi has the fucking briefcase. So that's a good story. You don't need to get Tiffany involved as a heel with Bailey, you don't need the briefcase.
Right.
Yeah,
That's just the
cause
way I look at it.
she just a natural born heel. She been heel since NXT.
Yep.
I
So
honestly, I honestly feel like with Chelsea and Piper, like before we get into the rating, I just want to throw this out there. I feel like they're gonna split them up soon, regardless, because like you can kind of see like Piper just kind of like looking at her like, both not gonna be the champions, only me kind of thing. Like
right,
she gives her that look, like no, bitch, I'm gonna be the champ, not
but
you.
that's why this is great because that's when they're gonna go bananas, and I think that's gonna be a great feud, and that's gonna be a great programming,
Oh yeah,
because I could already see Chelsea being a nuisance talking about, oh, I made you great and shit. You understand what I'm saying? But back to the match. Bailey looked amazing,
yes,
pun intended. Um, and I liked the match.
Truck.
We dumb truck. I guess that's one match that everybody knew what was gonna happen, and it happened just like it did. I'm okay with it. I give the match a 4 because of it was good in ring performance. Bailey did more than what people actually see because Bailey sold that, okay, I can't pick this girl up and slam her. So
right.
I gotta pull, jumping of the fucking second rope to do a cutter type shit, which is great for story. You know what I mean? Like, and they both sold it really well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The crowd was entertained the whole time, and it was a great match.
I didn't feel like I had to go to the bathroom. I give it a, I give it a solid 4.
Yep.
I'll give it a little bit higher. I'm gonna give it a 4.2.
Oh, there you go.
And the one gripe I have on it, the reason why I won't give it a 5 is because out of all the of all the matches on the card, that was the shortest one at 14 minutes long.
Yep.
Which I was like, they could have had a little bit more room to do things.
But
But
it was long enough
but
for it to not be made a squash match.
and
True.
and they delivered.
Yeah.
Moving on to what I said was going to be the match of the night, and everybody criticized me, and it turned out to be the match of the night. We had the World Heavyweight Champion Puerto Rican Scott Hall, aka Damian Priest, versus DM Hunk, aka Braveheart, aka Drew McIntyre, in a fucking banger after banger after banger after banger. Bro, if anybody sits here and tells me that this match was not good, I'm blocking you. I'm finding hackers, and I'm gonna make sure that they delete all your social medias. That match that match was fucking amazing, bro.
Oh, it was. The
Yeah.
one thing I will say, the greatest opponent of the night for every match though was the ropes. Just saying it.
I said
out
that.
there right now.
I said that
They're taking
yesterday.
out everybody.
Yeah,
Yep.
but and that right there, what you just said, is what made that match even better. The fact that
Oh,
they
yeah.
botched the way they did, and Drew thought, quick, no, let me turn this into, you know what I mean? Let me use this. I liked the match. I liked everything about it. I like that the Judgment Day did not interfere whatsoever. I fucking loved it. I like that they both big dudes that you could tell have some type of respect for each other, and they were pulling moves that you haven't seen in a while. Fucking Drew McIntyre doing the Drew Galloway, jumping off over the third rope. I mean, he can't do that with just anybody. You need to have somebody like Damian Priest. Oh,
No one
to
you can trust.
yeah, that Drew could do that with, and the Claymore on the outside that broke a wall. That shit was amazing. The South of Heavens, I'm getting
What I like
too wrapped up.
about the match, Damian made Drew look so good at home. He
Yes.
didn't make him. He made him look like it was almost convincing that Drew's gonna win this match. Drew gonna win. Drew putting the beats on him real bad, and he sold that shit.
Bro, and I don't know if he. I don't
the
know.
one thing that neither one of you have said, and I have to say this:
Mm.
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
That was the most brilliant thing for him to interfere with, and
Bro,
That was magical.
it was, the cameraman was on point. The timing was on point. Everything about that whole situation was on point.
Bro, and
I hadn't said nothing.
And I told you guys, CM Punk ain't gonna go in there or hit him with a chair or try to interfere physically. He's gonna fuck him over a different way, and sliding into the ring with Retro One low cut Chicago's and counting the two. That shit was fucking amazing, bro. I was like, fuck
Beautiful.
yes. And then getting out of there and celebrating with the crowd in your hometown, bro. Dog. Man, I fucking loved every second of it. The fact that we gotta give my man Damian Priest some respect for finishing the match, bro. Cause
right.
his ankles were fucked up, bro. We haven't gotten a report about that, but that shit gotta hurt.
I mean, that is something where that has broken other wrestlers' ankles in the past. That same spot.
I wouldn't be
And people don't understand that those ropes are not made with like rubber bands. Those are like actual cable tie ropes. Like those
bro.
could
I'm
cut your shit off.
Bro, and this dude, whether it was hurting for real or whether he just kept on selling it, he did amazing at selling it. The fucking South of Heaven limping on one leg, the razor's edge from the third rope on one leg, bro. That shit was amazing,
It made
man.
him look like a champ.
Yep.
That shit, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but at the end of the match, when Punk finished, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre had a whole conversation. If you go back and watch the video, like Drew McIntyre leans over and he's talking to Drew and he bangs his head on Drew's head like twice and you can see Drew nodding and saying something, and one thing that I made out that Drew said was enjoy. See what I'm saying? So it was kind of cool. Like you could tell, like these dudes are actually cool, but they know how to keep it kayfabe all the way around.
Yep.
Because you would look at them and say, yo, you could tell those dudes don't get along in real life, but we might be wrong. Overall, I give that match a 5. I was gonna give it a 4.5, but I give it that extra point 5 because of how they turned the botch into story. They included it, and it was fucking dope. It was
Recovery.
it was a
Definitely clap it up for Drew on that one.
it was a very wrestling match where with the shenanigan of knocking the ref down and all that shit. Like, yo, that shit was amazing, bro. Anything you guys want to add to that match?
It was
So
solid through and through.
I would say that I will give this match a solid Dave Meltzer rating of 6 stars. Um, just for the CM Punk inclusion. Nothing else. No, I'm just kidding. Realistically, here we're going with the Vigilante Talks podcast rating here. This is a solid 5 for me. Um, just basically every pinpoint that you put out there, I agree with, and just the fact that like, you know, the crowd really sold it for me.
Goodness.
Throughout all the matches, they were good, but man, when they're sitting there doing the whole like Drew McIntyre kind of song thing, I was like, dude, I fucking love this, and this is why international crowds are better for shows like this than United States, and this includes Toledo, Ohio. Insane.
You in Ohio, man. That shit left a bad taste in your mouth. But we gonna speak about that at some point. Now that you mentioned the international PLEs, I do want to say that I think WWE should do every PLE except for the big four internationally. Let the
1,000% agree with you on that.
let the big four be here, but do everything else out of here, man. People enjoy them shits out of here, and they you could see the appreciation, bro, in the crowd. Man, that shit is amazing, dog. And they have
It was
been,
almost like they was just happy that they were there. They didn't care who won or lost. They cheered for everybody.
bro. They cheer for everybody, and I actually like. I enjoy watching a wrestling show where the crowd is invested. It gets me more invested. I'm already invested as it is, but when the crowd is invested, bro, it's like you could see the energy, you can see the difference even in the wrestlers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Aside from we already spoke on Drew and Damian, Drew and CM Punk. This shit was so fucking perfect, bro.
Oh yeah.
Would I have loved to see Drew win in his home country? Fuck yes. But that would have taken away from the fucking feud of the century, bro. Like I could just dog. I couldn't sleep thinking about Drew's promo on Monday Night Raw.
It's gonna be chaotic,
Bro. It's
tomorrow.
gonna be crazy. The fact that they kept it going, that happened, is gonna intensify the drama between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I wanted Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk for SummerSlam. Hopefully, CM Punk is healthy enough that would happen. But now, this has to be a three-peat for me, bro. Like, this cannot be just Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk 1. We gotta have 3 of this fucking matches, bro.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. This has to be a trilogy. This is too hot to be a one night stand thing.
And I kept telling everybody, Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk doesn't make sense at SummerSlam for the title. It has to be a grudge match. This is a I hate you and you hate me and we're gonna fight for this. Now, if they do make it a trilogy, make it a title match at WrestleMania. You understand what I'm saying?
Biggest pop. That's where
But
it's gonna get the
but
biggest pop.
give me a match at SummerSlam. Give me another match at fucking Survivor Series. You know what I mean? And then give me that fucking crazy.
What do you do in the in between time after Survivor Series? What you got? Royal Rumble, Backlash.
You got enough time for one of them to get the title, bro. I mean, you gotta keep in mind,
Side quest. You're right. Side quest.
Gunther is not gonna lose his title quick. I'm pretty sure Gunther's gonna win that title at SummerSlam, but that's a different conversation for a different episode. And I don't think they're gonna take the title away from Gunther that quick. So it gives them time to find a way for Drew and one of them. You know, like I was saying yesterday to you guys in the chat. You still got Royal Rumble. You still got Elimination Chamber that could get one of these guys, a title. Or there's many ways to do this, bro. But yeah,
I'm keeping my remarks for the next episode because your boy has a wild speculation.
I bet you be on some other shit for sure.
I got the scripts over here. I don't know what you got, bro. So
But yeah, I give that match a solid 5 out of 5 for me, definitely. Overall, what are you guys what do you guys rate the PLE as a whole?
PLE as a whole, I want to give it a 4.5. And because the crowd was hot, yes. The matches were great, yes. Right now, still one of the best PLEs with crowd interaction is still now it's actually a tie between Backlash France and Backlash Puerto Rico. Those two are my top right now of the best PLEs just for an all around atmosphere and the matches and all that. So but this is right underneath that.
So. I was gonna say Squirtle. Wow. Space. What do you rate? What do you rate Clash at the Castle?
I will say, before I give my numbers, this was my least favorite PLE of the year so far. I'm willing to give it. I mean, it's out of 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out of 5, I'll give it a 3, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5.
I could see that. I give it a 4. I could have given it a 4.5, but that bullshit with AJ and Cody, I did not like. Not only the ending, but I do not understand why the WWE champion, who is the head honcho, is the opening match at any PLE. For that, just keep him out of it. Keep him away until your next PLE, right? But
definitely staying on his career there.
But because of that, now when it comes to the PLE itself, right? I have put Clash at the Castle kind of on their own lane, the same way I did with Backlash. To me, whenever we're gonna get a crazy crowd, I look forward to Backlash. I know the Backlash crowd is gonna be crazy, and when I'm gonna get nothing but title matches and something crazy is gonna happen. To me now, it has to be Clash at the Castle. Clash at the Castle 2022 was fucking bananas. That was the time that Roman Reigns became the undisputed Universal WWE Champion. It was the day that we got Solo Sikoa debuting. It was the day that Gunther became the Intercontinental Champion. It was the day that Dominic Mysterio turned heel on Rey Mysterio. And that's just to name a few. You understand what I'm saying? And in this PLE, we kind of saw a little flashback, even though people didn't put it together. Solo popping out the way he did to enter himself in the Cody storyline is literally a callback to the last time that he entered himself into the bloodline storyline. You understand what I'm saying? So that was a little callback that nobody's kind of putting it together. And
I want to throw something in there when you finish.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
It was about Chelsea Green. I don't know if y'all noticed the mask that she had on was Raven Dom's mask that he had last year in WrestleMania when he fought Rey Mysterio.
I didn't notice. I didn't notice that. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up because I saw the Matt Cardona logo in the back of the mask.
No, like
Yeah, I thought I saw
purple
the.
and black when they got him out the paddy wagon.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I gotta look it up. That's good. Oh, look at space, bro. Damn. All right. I see you. But yeah, man. I'm looking forward to Monday Night Raw. I also give this PLE a 4.5 because usually, um, the stories are kicked off on the Monday Night Raw after PLE, but they were able to do that here. They kicked off about 4 stories in this PLE, and that's why. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna stare at the camera when I say this. This is why, starting now, I think WWE should take a page of the Clash at the Castle book and make sure that titles, championships are defended on PLEs. Unless you're defending a title unless you're defending the title, you shouldn't be in a PLE. That's what PLEs are for. Unless you have a huge match like Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. But other than that, I just want to see title defenses.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Space Dog. Space Dog always had it.
What a waste of a match.
But yeah, we're gonna keep this episode short with 47 minutes in, and we just wanted to talk about the Clash at the Castles, the results and all that. I'm pretty sure tomorrow after Raw we probably could have a little conversation again and see where everything went after that. As always, make sure you guys hit like, subscribe, follow my guys. We got YOLO over there. We're gonna put the look for their social medias on the description. We got Space Dog. I want to thank both of you guys for being in here and chopping it up on this good old Father's Day.
Yeah. Also, happy Father's Day.
Happy
Well,
Father's
belated
Day,
Father's Day,
everybody.
but